Three men, a doctor, an accountant, and a lawyer, are dead, and they appear in front of St. Peter. St. Peter tells them that they have to answer one question in order to get to heaven. He looks at the doctor and asks, "There was a movie that was made about a ship that sank after hitting an iceberg. What was its name?" The doctor answers, "The Titanic," and he is sent through. He then looks at the accountant and says, "How many people died in that ship?" Fortunately, the accountant had just watched the movie and he answers, 1,500. St. Peter sends him through and finally turns to the lawyer and commands in a very heavy voice, "Name them." This weekend I discovered a cooking tip I haven't seen listed in any cookbook. While you are preparing the food and after the guests have arrived, you contrive to fill the house up with smoke, preferably enough to get at least 2 smoke detectors going. Then you go rushing about the house, opening all the windows, setting up fans, and generally doing everything short of calling the fire department. Let the guests sit for about half an hour at 50 degrees as a result of opening the windows, and serve the food. By this point, you have established expectations in your guest's mind that you can't fail to exceed. A 6-year-old comes crying to his mother because his little sister pulled his hair. "Don't be angry," the mom says. "Your little sister doesn't realize that pulling hair hurts." A short while later, there's more crying and the mother goes to investigate. This time the sister is bawling and her brother says, "Now she knows." I have learned that only 2 things are necessary to keep one's wife happy. First, let her think she's having her way. Second, let her have it. 5. An old man wanted to dig his potato garden, but it was very hard work. His only son, who would have helped him, was in prison for bank robbery. The old man wrote a letter to his son and mentioned his predicament. Shortly, he received this reply: "For heaven's sake, Dad, don't dig that garden. That's where I buried the money." At 4 a.m. the next morning, a dozen of policemen showed up and dug up the entire garden without finding any money. Confused, the old man wrote another note to his son telling him what happened and asking him what to do next. His son's reply was, "Now plant your potatoes, Dad. It's the best I could do from here." The doctor looked at the woman who had come to him for an examination. "Mrs. Brown, I have some good news for you." The woman said, "I'm glad to hear that, doctor, but I'm Miss Brown, not Mrs. Brown." "Oh, well, in that case, Miss Brown," said the doctor without changing expression. "I have some bad news for you." I think the real miracle of Christmas is how I get through it each year without killing my relatives. One day, St. Peter and Lucifer were having a problem with their boundaries. The following was their dialogue. St. Peter: "Your fence is a little bit on my side." Lucifer: "Yes, but I won't move it an inch." St. Peter: "Then I'll sue you." Lucifer: "Oh yeah, where do you think you'll get a lawyer?" Why won't sharks attack lawyers? Professional courtesy.